Hello, my wonderful spirit guides. Today I'm going to be reacting to RINA SAWAYAMA and her new album, Hold the Girl. I am definitely looking forward to it. I would have liked to have done it a bit earlier, but I feel like I'm not too late with it, hopefully. I said that before about the Beyonce one, that still worked out fine, so at least you've all had a chance to listen to it properly. And if you didn't know, I've already heard Hold the Girl, This Hell and Catch Me in the Air. I've heard those three. I have reaction videos to those three, so you can check them out if you want to. You can check them out before this or after this, whatever you want to do, just check them out if you haven't already. This is my first proper reaction since my cat passed away, sadly. I'm very nervous. I don't know why. I feel like grief can change you as a person. So everything feels new, everything feels different. I feel different. But I'm hoping this will go okay. I have heard there's a song on here called Send My Love to John, which is a sad song. Patron said get the tissues ready or something. It's, you know, sad, so I'm kind of glad to know that. If you'd like to become a patron, please do. The middle tier now isn't going to be live streams. I'm not doing live streams for a little while just because I'm not feeling too great, and like I said, I feel different and I'm a bit unsure on how I will be in a live stream. However, what I'm going to do now is take song requests and do like a long video with all the different song requests, and you'll be able to find your song. I'll try and timestamp them on Patreon as well, so you can find your song. So yeah, that's a new thing, and it'll be like 2 songs per person every 2 weeks. It might not sound like a great deal, but it does really help me out, and you still get 4 songs a month that I get to react to. So yeah, but you can also join in at the £3 tier, the bottom tier, just to support me. You get to watch all uncut videos, unedited videos, and you get to watch them early access. This video right here was probably out on Patreon a week ago. So if you're seeing this on YouTube now, this video is probably there a week ago. So you get to see it quite early. Follow me on Instagram, I shall follow you back. And I also have a tip jar if you don't want to commit to becoming a patron, but you'd like to send me some money because you love what I do. Go for it. Any tip is welcomed. It's just, again, extremely helpful for me and my channel and my growth on YouTube, and you know, it helps with my family life and life in general. This is kind of my career, so yeah, it helps me massively, and thank you to anyone and everyone who has done that. It's so kind, and I always have a big smile on my face when I see it. If you can't, obviously just don't even worry, but please do like, comment, subscribe. All those things are free, and I love reading your comments. Alrighty, let's actually get into it. Let me get my crazy headphones on. Oh yes, and I better show you my makeup before we start. That's what I like to do. So obviously Rina's makeup in the This Hell video, she had like the red kind of eye makeup, and of course I've not done it the same, but I've done something inspired by it. On these crosses down here, they're actually little stars. I pasted them all, like these little stars on them. It took a while actually, just trying to get it completely right. But yeah, I'm really happy with the makeup. It's kind of Halloween-y too. And of course my headset's kind of Halloween-y too. I was going to save it for Halloween. Well, this might be out in October, I'm not entirely sure. It might be out just before October though. But yeah, getting all spooky now I've got dark hair. But yeah, let's get into it. Sorry, I've like kind of messed the lighting up now. I hope it's okay. I think it'll be all right. Also, the lighting does change a lot in my videos because I use daylight as well as my ring light, just for extra light, but then obviously daylight can shift and change. Anyway, irrelevant, let's go. I'm just gonna get the lyrics up. First song is called Minor Feelings. Interesting that it's called Minor Feelings. Does that mean like small feelings, like they've got a little bit of feelings for someone, or does it mean sad feelings, like minor notes? I guess I'll find out. Let's see. Oh, sounds tranquil.
How am I supposed to feel? Building forts between the sofa and the windowsill. Child says to recognize I keep them all inside. All my life I felt out of place. All these minor feelings actually break. breaking me down.
I like that, majorly breaking me down.
Tell me what to do, getting to me now.
Oh, it ran into the next song. That's really cool. Okay, I love intros that aren't full songs. I either like intros with no singing at all, or a short intro that doesn't feel like a real song, and that's what she's done. It felt like this theatrical rising up feeling, like, and she's telling you how the album's going to go, kind of. I guess it's a lot about finding herself and so on, because, you know, all her life she's been told that nothing's real, and she's had to hide behind plastic shield, and she's had to sit and smile and be polite and proper, but now she's letting loose, she's being herself, she's letting out her emotion, rather than shielding it all. Writing my own fairy tales, building forts between the sofa and the windowsill, dreaming of the day I'm tall enough to save myself, but I was just a child. That's so sad. It's like she's been trying to build her life and build her fantasies into real life, like her wanting her fantasies to be true, dreaming of the days that she's could save herself, but she was just a child and she shouldn't really have to be thinking of those things, and she was just a child, so she couldn't do those things. What it takes to recognize emotions that I try to hide, the more I keep them all inside, the more they bury me alive. Yeah, not letting your emotions out is very, very deadly, to be honest. You know, you're not really living if you've got a tank full of emotions inside you that you can't express. You become a big ball of pain that no one knows about. So she's feels like she's lived this whole life, and now she's finally, like I said already, being able to experience those emotions, and she is really letting loose. She's gonna let us all know through this album all the things she feels. And then all my life I felt out of place. I've been saving face. All these minor feelings are majorly breaking me down. So, you know, she's always felt like an outsider, and she's been pretending it's okay. She's been just pretending it's okay. And she says these minor feelings, and I mean, like, minor feelings could be sad feelings, and it could mean all like the little feelings that would pop in and out of her life have like built up into this ball, and now they're majorly breaking her. They're majorly like ruining her now. Little bits of trauma are popping in, and now, you know, it hurts. You took me for a fool. You told me what to do. All these minor feelings are majorly getting to me now. She's been controlled. She's been told what to do. And like she's some sort of fool, like that she'll naively just agree. And but now she knows the truth, that keeping emotions in isn't good for you. She is now like, no, that's not right. I'm not a fool anymore. And she's hurting against these people that try to make her think keeping them in was the best thing to do, when actually it's not. That's what I got from the song. The song is titled after the book Minor Feelings by Korean-American poet Kathy Park Hong, about the marginalization of Asian American experience. As RINA told in press release, it sets a thesis for the record. Yeah, like exactly what I said. It's setting us up for what the rest of the album's going to be. Interesting. And of course, coming from the Japanese English culture that she has. Obviously, I didn't think of that straight away. Obviously, because I'm not Asian, so I wouldn't have related to it. But now I think about it, it makes total sense as well. Feeling out of place, and obviously, I don't want to. This might be incorrect, but I do know that some Asian families can be quite strict, and you often have to keep your emotions in check and be polite and stoic to some degree. The artist said, "The title of the song is kind of the secondary title of the record. It was inspired by a collection of essays called Minor Feelings by Kathy Park Hong. It's the name she gives to this collective feeling that a lot of Asian Americans have about racial microaggressions, and I really connected with that. Because for me, it was a collection of all these minor feelings that has now led to a pretty major shutdown of emotions." In the music, I wanted to play with the minor and the major chords. So in the chorus, when I say minor feelings, it's minor, and then major, when I say majorly getting me down. Oh my gosh, I'm so annoyed because Listen, you don't have to believe me. But when she did that, I knew, I'm not very good with musical chords and stuff, but I knew that she would have used a minor chord in that moment than major when she said majorly. I knew it, and I was going to say it. I was going to say it. I am so annoyed. Okay, it's fine. Whatever. But I was going to say, I wonder if that was a minor chord, and I wonder when she said majorly if it was a major chord. I was thinking it, and I never said it. I'm pretty sure I did something like, "Ah, that's cool," or, "Oh, I don't know. I don't know." Whatever. It's up to you. You might not believe me. It doesn't really matter if you do or don't. At least I know I thought it. But anyway, you probably do. I don't know why I'm so, like, distrusting. I'm like, what if you don't believe me? Like, I don't care. Just one of those things that when you do say it, you feel really good about it. It makes you feel like, yes, I said that. But because I didn't, I'm like, oh, it doesn't hit the same. But anyway, next song is Hold the Girl, which I have heard, but I'm happy to listen to it again. Of course I'm happy to. I loved it. I will leave you on your own. Hold the girl. Hold the girl. Sometimes I get down with guilt. I left you spinning on the carousel. Been living without you. Reach inside and hold you close. I won't leave you on your own. She is me and I am her. Hold the girl. You gotta hold the girl. Sometimes I just wanna run away. Remember who I'm really made of. Been living without you. Reach inside. Yeah, I forgot I'm long ago. Close to your heart. Never ever let her go. It's a call in your soul, set it on. So hold the girl. Reach inside and hold you close. I won't leave you on your own. I used to know. I forget about him so long ago. Reach inside, won't leave you on your own. I wanna remember. She is me and I am her. Hold the girl. Hold the girl. Oh, so powerful. I love it so much. It's so beautiful, so 80s, so like stereotypically empowering, but in a RINA SAWAYAMA way. So it's not stereotypical. It's just it's originally stereotypical is what I want to say. And it's got the 80s punch to it that I absolutely love. And that it gives me like a 90s feeling actually. It's perfect, and what a beautiful song. And again, that's the second song. It goes really well as a second song actually. It does throw you in there a little bit. She's really getting her emotions out. She's doing what she needs to do. Obviously I have already done like a deep lyric analysis and a reaction to this, so you could go check that out, so I'm not going to talk about it too much. The next two songs I've heard too, but we're just going to jam with them and have fun. This one is This Hell, and obviously this is what my makeup is inspired by, so let's go. This hell is better with you. I actually love this one.
Corner opposite the motel, be mad about it. God hates us, alright then. Getting ready for the night and for eternity, the afterlife. This hell is better with you. Devil's wearing Prada and love's a little drama. This hell is better with you. Two lady die and with me. Not even he can hurt me. Walk a mile and nice go. Wow, that's hot. It's better with you.
Trying to tie this to my thumbs.
To eternal damnation. Get in line past the wine, bitch. We going straight to hell. This hell is better with you.
Love it. Oh, I didn't do the clap. Oh well. I didn't do the... No, don't worry. I'm not going to go back just to do the clap. It's fine. Oh, it's so fun. But I am going to move on to Catch Me in the Air because we've got the whole album to go through and actually analyse. So I love that guitar.
Hey there.
I love that. Love it. My awkward trying to make it look like wings. Didn't really work, did it? I was like, okay, that's just going to be a very awkward part of the video. Not only showing off my arms that I am very insecure about, but flapping wings that don't even look like wings. Right, anyway. Gorgeous song, really meaningful. Again, I do have a reaction to that one, so I'm going to move on. All right, so this song is called Forgiveness. I wonder if it's going to be sad. Interesting sound to it. Very Britpop. And jazz. Apparently it's German pop. Nice. Interesting. It's very jazzy. It has a very indie feeling to it. It, like, you know, the reason I said Britpop is because actually, like, Britpop is a difficult one. I don't know. I didn't listen to a lot of Britpop, I guess, but obviously it reminded me of like, actually what it reminded me of like is like Coldplay a little bit, weirdly. Some of the sounds did. I don't know. I don't even listen to a lot of Coldplay, but it's like the clunkiness and like the twinkliness at the same time gave me a Coldplay feeling, and maybe I'm being a bit crazy. But apparently the genre is German pop with alternative and pop. And that's interesting because I wouldn't have known really what that would sound like, if you know what I mean. So German pop embraces various music genres including rock, hip hop, folk and metal. Oh, that's interesting. I guess that makes complete sense because it does have a folky sound to it. Wow, okay. Oh, you learn something new all the time. I'm liking it so far, definitely, but I'm not loving it yet. Probably because I was trying to look at like things and not concentrating very well. So I'll try and get my head into it. I love that drum. Wow. That's pretty. Ooh, pretty. Ooh. Oh, it ran into the other song with the bells. Very cool. Hang on. It did remind me of the song Dancing in the Moonlight. Not the actual structure of the song, but like the instruments. I'm just going to give it a quick listen. Yeah, it's the texture of the sounds. It's got that clunkiness to it with the, you know, it's got a that like synthy sound, but it's very round. It's very, it's like muted almost. It's not muted, but it has a more round texture than it being a harsh shrill sound. Muddier. It's a bit more muddy. And I found the RINA SAWAYAMA song to be a little bit muddy in places with all the instruments coming together. And there were moments where I was like, oh, that's a bit muddy, but then I'd focus and I'd hear the text, I'd see width in a texture. And so that was interesting. I'm not sure what I think about it yet, but this song is apparently post Britpop the Dancing in the Moonlight, so I'm not completely crazy for thinking the RINA song had a Britpop feeling to it. Yeah, so, you know, it was there a little bit. But yes, Forgiveness, interesting. I liked it, but I didn't love it. The song is about her realising that instead of pushing a past experience down and trying to get it, she needs to confront it face to face and forgive the other person. Yeah, definitely. Okay, so that's interesting. She's already got to this point in the album where she's coming to an awareness, a realisation of, I need to confront this thing. I need to forgive and confront and so on. A lot of the songs are all about realisation of things, but this one's very much being like, I've got to forgive. And it is called Forgiveness, so it's all about that. I didn't love the song just for mainly the sound of it. Didn't love the song mainly because of the sound of it. Oh yeah, great analysis there. But yeah, just some of the instrument textures together threw me off a little bit. But she sang it beautifully. I love the I. She's really leaning into like a kind of country vocal in some parts as well, with the falsetto flips and so on. But anyway, I'm excited for this one, Holy, in brackets, Till You Let Me Go. I'm very interested in what that might be about and what it's going to sound like, so let's go. Wow, I love that. Wow, that's gorgeous. I liked that. Gave me like a garage feeling. If I'm getting garage right. Or a drum and bassy kind of feel too. Ooh. This kind of dance feeling. 2000s dance feeling.
Wow, this is amazing!
Oh. Oh. Wow, that was kind of short. Sounds kind of spooky. Oh gosh, I really liked that one. That was like, that came at a good time, I feel, as well. I needed like a big like hit like that, and it was still so beautiful. It was very dark purple, dark blue and black, colour wise. That was pretty crazy. Hold it till you let me go. The genre is listed as house, but I'd say it's a lot more than just house. It had like a early 2000s dance like feeling to it. Also like the kind of songs like that you download on your phone in the 2000s, like
DJ Candy or DJ Carly.
You know, all these like
DJ
songs. Very cool. And like, yeah, a bit of drum and bass feeling, garagey feeling. Very cool. Correct me if I'm wrong. Absolutely correct me if I'm wrong. But wow, I'm going to look at the lyrics. I love it when she says, I took your stones and I built a cathedral, because obviously like throwing stones at someone is always like throwing horrible words at people, bullying someone. But she's saying she took that and she built something out of it. She built a cathedral, and a cathedral is holy, but it's also a sanctuary. It keeps you safe. So she built herself a fortress. That also is kind of a scary thing, because it built something to keep her emotions inside of. But then she says, found my peace when I lost my religion. All these years I wished I was different. When she lost her religion is when she started to feel at peace. She didn't feel in the binds of something, like the rules of religion and so on. And when she says, you saw a light starting to shine, wanted it only for your eyes, older and wiser, God on your side. I was a martyr who paid for your life. I'm very interested in what that means. Like, who's she talking about? Sounds like someone who didn't want her to be a star to the world, someone who was a bit of a emotional vampire, who wanted to steal all her light for themselves and not let that light shine onto other people at all. They're vampires. It's a vampire, it really is. I'm holy till you let me go as well. Like, that's interesting. That is the hook. I'm holy till you let me go. What does that exactly mean? Like, really? Like, what does it mean? As long as I'm with you, I'll pray to God. I'll pray that I can get out one day. But once I'm gone, I don't need to pray for anything else because that's all I want. I don't know. That's just a off the top of the head thing. Oh, it says here, the song kicks off with a unique electronic dark pop track that consists of a moody build-up into a calming chorus. In the lyrics, Rina describes the traumatic experience she faced as a student of Magdalene College, where she also had her first experience in music and performing. Oh, so maybe something quite awful happened to her, whether it be maybe a bullying thing, a racial thing, or maybe something, obviously some sort of religious trauma as well. Is there someone in there, like one of the teachers, or you know, all the teachers, the authoritative people in school are very religious and made her feel not great about herself, maybe made her feel like a sinner. I don't know. And I guess as well, her being pansexual, that probably was hard too. And maybe it has something to do with that as well. Maybe not even anything to do with race, but more to do with her sexuality. It definitely speaks to a lot of people, actually. Luckily, I didn't have to grow up with things like that, but I know many people who did. But anyway, next one is called Your Age. I like the sound of that.
Not a secret, not a problem, not in the eyes of God.
So catchy.
Not a failure.
I like that. I love this. That guitar sound.
You fuck with my life.
Wow, now that is my favourite. It had this really interesting, what's the genre called? It reminded me of, weirdly, of Limp Bizkit. It literally just did, Linkin Park, Limp Bizkit, Linkin Park mainly. What's the genre called? And like everyone hated the genre. Like they were like, this isn't real metal. New metal. It's called new metal. It had a new metal feeling to it, but mixed with the dance feeling, gothic feeling, 90s feeling, which new metal was in the 90s and early 2000s, of course. Wow. I loved it. So many different genres. Apparently it was inspired by 9 Inch Nails, who I'm going to be reacting to, actually. A patron has requested it. And that makes a lot of sense too. It completely makes a lot of sense. I don't know a lot of 9 Inch Nails. I'm going to be reacting to them, but it's that era and so on. It definitely had it. It definitely had that feeling. New metal feeling, rock feeling, of course. But yeah, definitely 90s rock with the little, it's not like rapping, but it's like that spoken kind of, it is rap, but it's like more spoken, like they do in Linkin Park. Very cool. And the choice of notes. Very 90s, and those are some of my favourite notes that anyone can use in singing. They give me a feeling that it's dark and mysterious. It's mysterious, and I love that. Lyrically, I also like when she goes, not a problem. That reminded me of Natalia Kills, actually. The song explores Rina's anger and disbelief at the behaviours by adults that were allowed during her childhood. She says now that she is their age, she cannot understand why they acted the way they did. If I'm honest, I feel very personally connected to that because of my SA, growing up as a child. So I had it as a child, but then also in my teen years, it made me like, you know, more susceptible to predators. But anyway, so like older boys, well, men, I would be in a lot of situations with them and it wasn't good. And I didn't think it was bad at the time, but as I got older and became the ages that they were, I'd look back and be like, I would never do what they did. Never. It's actually so dark, and you kind of have to reach that age to really know how bad it is, how wrong it is. And something tells me the song is kind of about that. Or something along the lines of that. But yeah, wow, very powerful song, and I loved it. All right, next song is called Imagining.
Oh yeah.
Retrograde. Yes, it is. It is. The voice. Emotionally naked. Very Britney. It's damaging.
Hard to concentrate. Gonna recognize the side of me. Ooh, nah, I don't wanna get too close. Shit gets complicated.
I love this.
Fake it till you make it. I don't.
Ready? I can imagine Charlie doing this with her. Can you hear those keys? Ooh, that was such a good ending. And it moved into Frankenstein, but oh my god, I actually thought it might have an ending like that, because when it dropped from like the first like chorus and it kind of went into a dun, like the beat slowed again basically, I thought, oh, I like that beat slowing, but it could have been harder. Like I almost wished it was harder, you know, that kind of Dorian Electra, Lady Gaga replay remix, and at the end it had that really interesting dubsteppy bit. I was thinking, oh, it could have gone harder, and then it did at the end. So I'm really, really, really pleased with that. Again, another favourite. These last 3 songs have been my favourite by far off the whole album. Just so my vibe, like such a like feeling of fun, darkness, aggression, anger. Just, I don't know, there's something beautiful about them all. That one was so good though. Like it just, what? I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I loved her Britney kind of vocal, the didn't mean to lose my precious mind today. Obviously it wasn't like that crazy, but that's just me, you know, overdoing it. But she did use a bit more of a da 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 da, which was cool. It gave it that like bubblegum pop kind of feeling, but then it was dark production. It was just an interesting mix of genres in there. Very hip hop too. It had hip hop elements for sure. Jesus, that was crazy. The song is about gaslighting. Well, I'm gonna look into lyrics actually a little bit closer just to catch what I can get from that, because if it's about gaslighting, I'm interested. As obviously gaslighting is a new buzzword, but actually gaslighting, I'm glad that word has become a word that we all know and talk about, because it's very important to catch someone gaslighting, because actually you could save yourself a lot of damage by understanding what gaslighting exactly is. If you didn't know, first of all, I would go and, you know, research gaslighting. Don't just rely on it from my mouth. Do your own research. But in like a brief little thing, gaslighting is a form of manipulation. A lot of it is making you believe things that aren't real, or making you not believe things that did happen. But there's a lot more detail to it than that. That's just a small little detail to it. But I'm going to go on through this, and there might be more to say, but please do look it up if you don't know what it is. I'm sure most of you will know exactly what gaslighting is by now. But if you didn't, honestly, like, there's no harm in not knowing right now. You should definitely look into it, because it's important that we know these things to protect ourselves. Anyway, so the intro literally says, could we be imagining? And there you go. It's like, is this all real? Is any of this real? Have I imagined this all? You're gaslighting yourself in a way by saying that. Actually, in trauma, it's quite common, because like, we often think of the memory and then it's awful. But when we think about it too much, sometimes you go, wait, was it even that bad? Wait, it wasn't that bad. No, I think I'm just making a big deal out of nothing, when actually it was that bad. It's just our ego is trying to be like, protect us. Anyway, verse 1. Wide awake, didn't mean to lose my precious mind today. Sick and tired of waking up so far away. I don't know if Mercury's in retrograde. Am I okay? Nah. Again, it's almost like she's gaslighting herself more than anything. You know, is Mercury in retrograde? Yeah, that's probably why I'm not feeling good. Yeah, that's it. Feeding yourself a lie when it might be nothing to do with Mercury. There's something actually going on, but she's ignoring it and pretending it's not real. She's not facing her problems here. Then she says, I don't want to get too close. Shit gets complicated. I don't want to take it off emotionally naked. So yeah, I don't want to get too close to the feeling, that the real issue. I don't want to take off my armor and be emotionally naked. I want to hide. She's having a bad day. A lot of the songs she's been saying, I am free now, I don't want to hide anymore. But in here, she's going back to that kind of state of, no, I do want to hide. I really want to hide. I'm in an emotional shutdown. Something else that she said earlier. Really don't feel too good. Fake it till you make it. I don't want to talk right now. Got me agitated. I'm imagining, so tell me what the fuck is up. What's happening? Right now, my sanity is gone. It's vanishing. I know I do this to myself. It's damaging. It is definitely self-gaslighting more than someone gaslighting her. She's even saying she does it to herself. And she's like, what is happening? What the fuck is up? Like, why am I feeling like this? Still being like, why am I like this? And not addressing the problem. Belly aches, finding it hard to concentrate, struggling to recognise the sight of her. You know, she's getting all the symptoms of trauma and like some bad stuff, but she is still ignoring it. She's still ignoring it. But yeah, it kind of goes on to say, could we be imagining? And it is. She's just ignoring her problems at the end of the day. Oh, wow. I mean, if you have a different idea of it, please do let me know. Whenever I state these things, I don't state them to be completely correct. I just give you my opinion. And you know, hope that you vibe with it. But anyway, next one is called Frankenstein. Was not expecting that at all. Spooky.
Put me together, thread and needle, without all of the evil. Trying to be normal, but trauma is immortal. Oh my God, it's so unbearable. All I want is to feel beautiful inside and out. Put me together one more time. Let me forever fix me right. Frankenstein. Put me together, hold me tight. I don't wanna be a monster anymore. I don't wanna be a monster.
I love that.
Till I hit rock bottom, opened up my problem blossom. I want is to feel beautiful inside and out. I want is to feel beautiful.
The high EQ on that drum.
I can be your Frankenstein, Frankenstein. Make me better, love me forever. Frankenstein, Frankenstein. I don't wanna be a monster anymore. I don't wanna be a monster. I don't wanna be a monster anymore. I don't wanna be a monster.
Oh, that drum. Oh, that drum is was sick. The song was really cool. It gave me like another, it felt old again, like 2000s or 90s a little bit. It's so good. I don't wanna be a monster anymore. I don't wanna be a monster. Do 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 do. Yeah, I love that. Up the scale, down the scale, up the scale. It's nice. Catchy again, super catchy, and the drum was so fast. And dun 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 dun. Gives it that like real fast, like kind of like aggression again. Brilliant song, absolutely loved it. What can I say? This half of the album so far is just giving me everything I actually want. So I'm really happy about that. On this track, Rita is begging someone to therapize her, put me together, make me better. Okay, that's kind of what it sounded like to me as well. You know, put me together, make me better. I could be your Frankenstein, control me even. You know, I will do whatever you tell me to do because I don't know what to do. And in fact, making decisions and choices is very tough for me. And I'm not doing anything right. So I'd rather be puppeteered and be looked after in a way. She even says, you're the one that can save me from myself. She needs saving because she doesn't feel like she can save herself. All right, next song is called Hurricane. I wonder if we're going to slow down yet.
April showers.
Okay. Oh, sorry, before we start properly, she is in love with doing like she keeps doing like these little you know, like either like I don't know what they're called, but just like it's like repetition of like, I don't know what it's called when you do that in singing, you know. Maybe I'll look that up in editing, even if it even has a name. But she's got a lot of that in this album. Oh, got something in my eye, sorry. Okay, I think the coaster's clear. Okay, sorry, let's go.
Doing yoga just to feel running away.
That's cool. I thought she was going to do a run. Pop punk. You can imagine it like in like a garage. Ooh, I like that, the drum. That reminds me of something. If I could, then I would. Forever it may be. I don't know what the hell the words are. Way up high or down low. It sounds like that. Ooh, I like the notes, the melody. Ooh, the drums. Nice. Ooh, that one really had a classic pop rock, pop punk feeling to it. That's the genre. That is it. Nothing really, anything else. That is the genre. And I love that. I really like it. It's nostalgic. It must be really hard to sing though because it's so up there. I'm running into hurricanes. God, that would be kind of hard to sing. And it's fast as well. But I don't know, once you got the energy up and you're feeling the vibe, you could probably nail that. Well, I know she will. I know damn well she will. That was quite cool to like change up the vibe a little bit it did change it up a little bit. It's cool. That's cool. I wonder what it'll shift into. It's interesting though. Like I wonder what the song's actually about. I'll kind of go through it a little bit, I think. April showers finally making way for warmer weather, but yet I still feel the same. Doing yoga just to feel untethered, but my mind keeps running away. So it's like the weather's changing, the seasonal depression is starting to lift. However, it's not lifting. She's still not feeling great. And then she's trying to do things like yoga to try and like detach from her dark thoughts, but her mind keeps running away. She can't keep focused. And then it says here she's chasing hurricanes because she can't feel the rain. Second guess my pain because I've been walking around in chains. Oh, I love that. I really love that. Chasing hurricanes, like chasing chaos, chasing danger because I can't feel the rain. And like without feeling the rain, it's like you can't feel a thing, can't even feel the gloom. Maybe it's even numbness. Do you know what I mean? Maybe it's depression and numbness. Second guess my pain. A little bit like what I was on about earlier about the, wait, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. Nah, you know, that kind of gaslighting again. Because I've been walking around in chains. That kind of lethargic, chained and imprisoned feeling of, you know, I've shut down the emotions. I've numbed myself basically, and I've not been free with my emotions. It's like depression, basically. So you won't give me a sign if you're really there, because I've been lost inside waiting on a prayer. Until I find your door, until the wind blows north, I'm running into hurricanes. So I wonder who she's talking about. Is it a person, or is she on about happiness? Is she on about the light? Is she on about God? Always like to be the best at everything, even when it brings out the worst in myself. So I create a storm and bury it deep, hiding the key in plain sight just in case I need help. Ooh, that's so good. Always want to be the best at everything, even when it brings out the worst in myself. That competitive nature might make you look bad, but she's like, even if it doesn't look good, I have to be the best. It's drilled into me to be the best. And I don't care what I look like doing it, even if I have to get aggressive or lose friends over it. Who knows? So I create a storm and bury it deep, hiding the key. So yeah, the storm is her emotions that she's hiding in plain sight, just in case I need help. So it's obvious when she's hiding her emotions. You know, people could see she's hiding her emotions, and she wants them to see just in case she does need help, just in case there's a moment where she's like, let me out, save me. In the bridge, she says, oh, I'm in a cyclone, I'm spinning, crashed through the floor, don't give me heaven, I'm flying. Tearing down the doors of this city. Oh, you know, I'm running into hurricanes. It feels like she's bubbled over, maybe. Like she is now a cyclone. She is spinning, crashing, flying, you know, all her emotions are coming out, basically. Something like that. But anyway, let's move on to, okay, so apparently this one's sad. Send my love to John. I'm a bit scared, but let's go for it.
Crossed the border in the summer of 73. Ooh, threw away my name. All I ever wanted was for you to have a better chance. Ooh, but that was never who you were. Sorry for the things I've done, trying to protect you, but I guess I was wrong. Send my love to John.
Beautiful. It's got a little country flair to it.
Saw the way the kids treated you every day at school. Hid behind the Bible's rules. Ooh, but all you needed was my love. Misguided love to my only son. Send my love to John.
She sounds so stunning.
And I see that he takes care of you in all the ways I never was. Ooh. Sorry for the things I've done, but I'd love to see you happy and right where you belong. Send my love, send
I love those
my
chords.
love to John.
Send
It reminds me of Yosemite, Lana Del Rey's Yosemite. It really does. Oh, that's beautiful. It sounded like it came from like maybe a grandma's message to like maybe her father, or it's a family thing, a member of her family, like a matriarchal person talking to their son. It's a history of her family somewhere. I'm going to look at the about though. The song is from the perspective of an immigrant mother apologising to her queer son for not accepting him because of her traditional religious beliefs. John is referring to Rina's friend's boyfriend, which after many years of his mum not accepting his queerness ended a phone call with "Send my love to John." Oh, that's sad. That's tough as well, like the last words being like, "Send my love to John. Saw the way the kids treated you every day at school. I should have blamed them, but instead I hid behind the Bible's rules, prayed to God above, but all we needed was my love." Fuck, yeah. Story that is probably so fucking familiar with many of you watching. So sad. And even reading the about section just made it sadder. Because, you know, it's so real. Yeah, beautiful song. I'm going to move on because I don't actually want to get too upset because I've got all my lovely makeup on and it'll just start a bloody whole thing. But it's very emotional and sweet that she sang a song about that and special. Yeah. Anyway, like I said, I'm not going to get into it because it hurts. I feel very lucky to have the family that I do where everything is accepted. So grateful and privileged to have that. And I'm glad that my daughter has me, who is unequivocally open to anything, and especially because I am pansexual myself. So it'd be weird if I wasn't, but it's lucky in a way that I've always grown up knowing it's okay to be who I want to be. It doesn't mean it wasn't scary and I didn't go through my hardships, because I very well did. In an ARCA video I did last year, I spoke about it. Went through a very awful traumatic event in my teens due to my sexuality and so on, that made me closet it for many years. But yeah, I found my way. But I will never have that for my daughter. Whatever happens, I'm there for her. But anyway, and I say that about my daughter because she definitely shows that she leans more towards liking girls than boys, even though she's only 10 years old. But, you know, we all have feelings. But yeah, she's very open about that with me. And it might be different when she's older. She might not know exactly yet, but she says she likes boys and girls. But there is something that leans more towards liking girls. And yeah, I guess we'll find out as time goes on. And I'm so totally fine with whatever she wants. So, well, okay. And I can't understand a mother or a father who isn't okay with it. I don't get it. And using religion as the excuse is just, why even have children? Why, if you're not going to love them properly? Anyway, I'm still going on about it. I want to move on because I don't want to feel like this for ages. Okay, let's do it. Phantom.
Once upon a time, there was a girl dying to be like trust. I've been trying to find her since she gave a little too much away. I don't know this if you're just
That acoustic guitar. guitar is insane. Okay, it's moved into the last song, but oh my god. I think I like that song more than Catch Me in the Air and more than Hold the Girl. I think that's my favourite one. It's so emotional and beautiful. I didn't even know what to say. I didn't even know what to do. I was just listening, like, you know, just a little bit dumbfounded. I loved that so much, and the guitar was so perfect in it. The first verse is just so sad. Like dying to be liked, looking for love, wanting to trust, trying to please the world. You know, stickers and then pre-chorus, stickers and scented gel pens. I remember those gel pens, I used to love them. Giving possessions to get friends. It's like she used to give gifts to people so that they'd like her. That's really sad. Breaking off pieces, things started to change. I've been trying to find her since. She gave a little too much away. You know, and the more she gave away, she was also giving herself away, and she's not been able to find all the pieces of her and bring them all back together. I don't want to do this without you. I don't want to do this if you're just a ghost in the night. I tried everything to fill the void that you left me with. My phantom. Oh God, it's so sad. Why is it two sad songs back to back? If I could talk to you, I'd tell you not to rush. You're good enough. You don't have to lose. What makes you you? Still got some growing up to do. She's like, don't worry, you don't have to rush. Like, you don't have to give away so much. You don't have to put your effort into everyone else. Just give it a moment and you'll grow into yourself. And people will start to love you anyway for you. When did we get so estranged, haunted by the way I've changed? Oh, I love that, haunted by the way I'm changed. Like, what haunts me is the difference in me. Claiming back pieces of me that I've lost, like I said earlier. Literally, that is it. Yes, that's what I said. You know, trying to find all those parts and claim them to put them all together again. Reaching in and hoping you're still waiting by the windowsill. And that's what got me as well, because in the song earlier, she was talking about the windowsill with the forts near her windowsill, and like to one day wanting to be enough to save herself, look after herself, something like that. I can't remember the exact lyrics, but it's a callback. Then she said she wants to go there and bring her back to us. So like bring back her inner child. Oh, I was wrong to assume I would ever outgrow you. I need you now. I need you close. How do you hold a ghost? Ugh. How do you hold a ghost? Inner child, come back to me. I want to tell you that I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's so beautiful, and of course it's a bit like the Hold the Girl song, but it has a little bit. It's a similar vein, but it's more emotional, I think. And then I loved the way it was like phantom. I can't remember the actual notes now, but it made it feel like a ghost. It was like a haunting, ghostly, ghoulish sound, but tastefully done. Oh, right. I'm just going to read what is said. I realise as an adult that I've spent my whole life pleasing other people and not realising it. I relate very hard to that. Constantly pushing my boundaries and not realising the difference between what I wanted to do and what other people wanted from me. Through the lyrics in the verse, I'm trying to tell this story, and then in the choruses, I'm mourning the loss of my real self. I hear that so much. I'm very much a similar person, people pleaser completely. However, I have been building many boundaries over the last couple of years and becoming a bit more, you know, strong in myself and so on. But I totally get it. I'm very similar. Whew, gosh, that's so sad though. Anyway, it's a last song now, and it's called To Be Alive. I think there's another song that's going to be coming out called Flavor of the Mouth. It's not on the Spotify. I'm not going to do it just if it is out yet, because I'm not entirely sure about it. But if it is, I might do a separate video, of course. But yeah, let's just do the To Be Alive. All right then, To Be Alive. I'm ready.
Flowers still look pretty when the dying. Rain, oceans, swallow all of our feelings.
Oh, she sounds so fucking glorious.
It's just temporary pain. Pain. 'Cause I'm a prisoner to my bedroom walls. And I finally know what it feels like to be alive.
Wow.
That I finally know what it feels like to be alive. To wrap his arms around me. I swear that sometimes I get to be my worst enemy. I see you now, I see you now. 'Cause I used to make my world so small. I never thought that I'd get this way, but I finally know what it feels like to be alive. That I finally know what it feels like to be
Okay, fade out. Okay, so I don't know if it's just because Phantom really got me, but that one, it didn't hit me as hard as I wish it did, if you know what I mean, for the last song. But that's okay. It was still a beautiful song. I loved the cathedral-like reverb on all the vocals. It gave it a very interesting look over the top of like the tight kind of drums, like and like the little bit tropical kind of sounds, and then like the reverby sounds over the top gave it this long kind of like dark blue, like misty kind of texture on top of like these little, like the drums, which are more like little blips and stuff. So it was an interesting song. I just didn't love it very much. Didn't really like. It didn't hit me in any way that was spectacular, but it's not a bad song. But I just think Phantom would have been an amazing one for the end, because it basically starts with Hold the Girl, which is similar to Phantom. It basically starts with Hold the Girl. I know it actually starts with Minor Feelings, but you know what I'm trying to say, first full song. So I feel like that would have been really cool, but I guess To Be Alive and Minor Feelings, they maybe go together in a weird way, because the Minor Feelings is all about, you know, feeling really down and like, you know, not good, and then this one is like more positive, so they do match up actually. Yeah, I do kind of like that they match actually, and then Hold the Gun and Phantom kind of match up, and yeah, it's kind of interesting, but yeah, it wasn't my favourite song. However, the album was really wonderful, very different. But because I'd heard 3 singles already, it wasn't surprising, of course, because when I heard the singles, I was all like, it's really different to her album Sawayama, which, you know, with Dynasty, Excess, I still think I like that album a bit more because I had so much fun with it. When I'm looking at the songs now, I'm like Akasaka Sad, Bad Friend, there's so much to it. Chosen Family, amazing. Of course, Shut the Fuck Up, Excess, Dynasty, all such good songs. However, there were songs on this album that was amazing, like that whole like, what was it? Your Age, Imagining, Frankenstein, Hurricanes, love all those. This Hell, obviously amazing. Yeah, like so many I did really enjoy, but yeah, so I don't know. Maybe I need a little bit more time with it and then I can really judge which one I like the most, because obviously the Sawayama album, I listen to those songs a lot now, so maybe it's just because I'm biased towards it because I know it more. Maybe I just need more time with this one. Do let me know which one your favourite is though. I'm very much interested in knowing. And also, you know, I feel like this is 100% the direction she was meant to be going in. It's an album about healing. It's an album about trauma and emotions. It's an emotional album. It was an important one for her to make, so I'm glad she did it this way. I wouldn't have actually wanted it to be quite like Sawayama for this sort of the topic she's singing about. So yeah, no, I'm like, I don't want it to be different. I don't feel like I like it as much, but some of the song messages I really did connect with and feel on a deep personal level, which is pretty beautiful. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed my reaction. And yeah, do like, comment, subscribe and all those lovely things. And I shall see you next time. Bye.